Transformers the Ride. What has been said about Transformers the Ride already? Transformers the Ride is a great attraction. Transformers the Ride is a great predecessor to Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. Transformers the Ride is a lot of fun. Now there's only one thing I can take off of that. It is a lot of fun. This ride is very enjoyable. I loved it from beginning to end. But the problem is, that is no Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. Matter of fact, it's not even better than Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, and in my case, that's sad. When I look at Transformers The Ride to Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, I consider Transformers The Ride the sequel. Because why? It's made by Universal Creative, which Universal Creative made The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. And the thing is, Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man is a perfect attraction. Well, at least almost perfect. The only problem that I had with the attraction is that the queue line needs to have that story. Or the story that's supposed to be there should be more present. And that is not shown. Whereas in Transformers The Ride, it's doing the same exact craft as The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, where the story is not really well known. And I remember going on that ride, I remember going on the Transformers ride and feeling like I really don't know what the hell is going on. And that sucks. Whereas I really like Spider-Man, and I'm not a big fan of Michael Bay films, and well, the actual cutscenes or pre-show that they show when you're walking through the queue area is not really well told either. I don't really know what's going on in that ride. See, the thing is, Transformers Ride is a good ride. I really do think it's great, and the only thing is, I don't really feel like there's any key parts I really love, like The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, where I could say almost every single scene is amazing. But my favorite part of The Amazing Spider-Man is when the Hobgoblin throws a freaking pumpkin bomb at you, and then Spider-Man grabs it, and he throws another one, and then you see the part of the bridge just blow up in front of your face, and you're like, wow. That's amazing. It makes you feel like you're a part of the freaking comic book, or a part of the ride, or the world with the characters. And even though you know they're not there, it just seems like they are because they're so well placed. And the thing is, here, there's too many gimmicks that make you feel like you are in the world of Transformers, and the Transformers are right in front of you. Despite the fact that the CG looks pretty bad, and, well, there's a lot of reach-ins to make you feel like they're really there, but it doesn't work. That's the thing. This ride has way too many freaking reach-ins. And that's the thing that The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man didn't do too much. Maybe you're like 3 or 4 times in the ride. There's not many reach-ins. There's just things that make you feel like, well, we're in the world. I really do like that. And the problem is there's too many, well, reach-ins and all that stuff. Or faces all up in your face and all that stuff, but there's just not much like practical effects that's being shown. Sure, there's practical sets and there's practical things, and you even get to see the practical Megatron at the end of the ride, but really when it comes down to it, it just makes you feel like, oh, it's kind of underwhelming. It was a good ride, it was a lot of fun, but it's no Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man I loved to death. It was great, it was enjoyable, and I loved the shit out of it. But the Transformers ride really doesn't have much more going for it, apart from the fact that it's really fun. Sure, there's some practical effects, but there's not as much as Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. Sure, this ride's pretty long, but it's not as long as Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. And I'm not trying to compare this ride too much to Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, because I just wanted to enjoy the ride for what it is, and that's what I did. I enjoyed the ride for what it is. And the problem is, it's not better than Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, and I really expect somebody like Universal Creative to up the ante or do better than the original version, rather than trying to rehash poorly on what attraction that they actually did. Despite the fact that's not done by the same director or the same group that did it, they just took the actual elements of a ride that's really good and just threw it in there because they thought it worked. And that's why I would give Transfromers Ride about a 7.5 out of 10. It's almost Disney quality, but really I just gotta say, if anybody went to Universal Studios, any of them, well, if you're in Hollywood, this is gonna be a major goal for you. There's not much rides there. Singapore, there's a whole bunch, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna be riding this anyway. It's the only version of this attraction that they have there. There's no Spider-Man. But if you're in Orlando, I really would say go on it when there's a little bit of line. Like there's like 25, 40-minute lines. When there's 60 minutes, I really gotta say it's almost not really worth the wait, but at the same time it is, because it's fun and it's enjoyable, and if you only are going to go to Universal Studios Florida, which is crazy, it's worth going. But if you're going to go to both parks, I would just suggest go on The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man first, and then go on Transformers Ride, because this ride isn't as good as that ride, and you'll understand what I say that, because really, Transformers Ride is just pretty decent. It's good, but it's not amazing or fun or just as good as Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. And that's what makes me sad, is because these guys created this ride type. And many people try to copy this franchise, and it's never been as good or even better. And it sucks that Universal can't even do the same.